Hey, hey, hey. Welcome, everybody. This is Tammy with the Genuine Networking Association, Inc. And we are live today. We're going to be getting an update from our friend Cody. I'm sure he'll be here in just a few. However, I just saw something in chat that caught my eye. Hi, Will. How are you? Are you telling me that um uh see if I can get my brain to function, that Trump is on the whatchamajigger's list? The hell was his name again? I've been busy today, so it's been crazy. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. I haven't seen anything. So Epstein. That's who I was looking for, yes. Epstein. Is that what you're telling me? No, yes, maybe. You can't leave me hanging with that information because I have not seen anything. And I don't want to say, okay, this is what's going on if there's not proof, obviously, because we don't do that here. There's another GNA that does that. It's not us, though. For sure. But if that's the case, then that is very bad. And he should obviously step down. Hey, Jack, how are you? Cody's not here just yet. So I wanted to do a little bit of updating as far as I am going here. So, I've started a new position. I was just told today, actually, that they want me to take over a region. So, which will be a great career move for me. But I've also decided, hey, Cody, I've
Hello.
also decided to, in like less than a year, I can finish up or I can get my master's degree. So I'm also going to be doing that. So I'm going to be pretty busy for a while, for sure. How are you?
I'm tired. How are you? I'm good.
I'm the same way, honey. I'm exhausted today.
Me
It's been
too.
a long day. I had work and then I had schoolwork I had to get done today. And I'm like, well, we're gonna do the update, and then I think I'm gonna go check on the inside of my eyelids and see how they're doing. So,
Yeah, I agree.
yep,
Yeah, 4:30 in the morning comes fast. Early or whatever they
it
say.
does. It does. Hi, Jamie. Yeah, in human services, actually. So shut up. I'll actually be 59 next month, Jamie. So yeah, yep. But that actually, it has always been a dream of mine. Um, there's only been three out of us four kids went to college. My two other brothers both had bachelor's degrees. So I will be the first to get a master's degree. So I'm kind of excited about that. So thank you, honey. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'll still be around though. Hi, Jenny. How are you, darling? I hope you're well. I hope you all are well and everybody's having a great Thursday. So, I wanted to connect with Cody. I got a phone call from him a couple days ago, actually. It wasn't even an email. He was so excited that he called me. He's so done with it. Awesome. Cool.
Nice.
And so I'm going to let him update you on where everything is at. So the floor is yours, Cody.
All right, good. So I said that we would have some kind of more, we'd have some new information on the 7th. So the 7th is come and gone, and the good news is on the in the criminal case involving, yeah, how's it going? Involving mom and her co-defendant boyfriend. The judge in the case issued no contact orders for the children and ordered, just that, no contact with co-defendant boyfriend,
Yay!
and no, and then as far as mom's concerned, no physical contact. um, Cannot knowingly remain within 1,000 feet of the children, and although the judge did allow for 2 supervised phone calls per week, which is kind of controversial after yesterday's call, um, but the good news is no contact orders were issued. Criminal case is moving forward, and that no contact order triggered a slew of motions that I filed. So on the civil side, I filed a motion um, for relief from judgment um, with the last custody orders and support that court ordered. Remember, we talked about that. They left out a bunch of stuff erroneous.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I filed a motion for default. We'll get to that one here in a second. That's a crazy one, and then there's also a motion for temporary custody and orders, and then the motion to terminate support. So there's four ongoing motions in the civil case. I actually got word today that the judge um, split the dates up, so a couple of the motions will be heard on the 17th, and then a couple of the motions will be heard on August the 6th. So,
Nice.
yeah. So the default one was interesting. Uh, so, in a custody matter, when you file for temporary custody and orders, traditionally, customarily, you would also include a regular petition to modify, which I did back on the 12th
Hmm.
of, which I did on the 12th of June. And so then what ended up happening was her attorney just got the news on the 30th that her attorney backed out for non-payment.
Oh,
And
dear.
yeah, so that's a good thing, right? I mean,
Well, it's a good thing for you, yes, but it's
right. So she's not
that's
very
kind of how karma works, though, is it not?
it is.
People think karma's like just this one bam. That's
Yeah,
not how karma works. It
right.
comes in degrees. So
Yeah,
first you get a little punch, and then
yep,
you get a bigger punch, and pretty soon both your eyes are black.
exactly. Yep. And the interesting thing about all this is, well, let me back up. So in Idaho, you have 21 days to respond to that petition to modify. So, was it yesterday? Yesterday, I filed a certificate of service on the summons that I served for that petition to modify, and then 21 days was up on July 3rd, and then yesterday I filed the motion for default. So, based on the
Nice.
court rules in Idaho, the service is proper, and the service is proper because the attorney at the time was not a party to the case, rather just a representative, and and they've accepted electronic services in every motion and every filing because that's the way it's done now. So the
Right.
service is proper, and she didn't reply in the 21 days. So I did the motion and affidavit for default, and So based on the rules, if the judge follows the rules, she's cooked. And so what that means is everything I asked for in that standard regular petition to modify, I would have coming.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Yeah. So the
That
judge
is
said
so
he,
awesome.
yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, but
Now,
um,
when's the next court date?
the 17th next week. So
Oh
well,
my.
yeah,
We've
for
got
the
a
civil
couple of
case.
court dates that day.
I yeah. Who's what's the other court? I'm not clear what the other one is for the other.
Ja- yeah, Jamie's RO.
Okay,
So, yes.
okay, all right, good. So we'll have
So,
hopefully
hopefully both of you will be victorious on that day
right,
and we can just have one hell of a party.
right, yep. What was I gonna say? Oh, so we got to travel down to Idaho on Sunday. The kids will likely be testifying on Tuesday in the criminal matter, and then and then
Bless
um,
your heart.
then the 7th. That's on the 15th, and on the 17th we have the hearing on the civil matter. So
Now, how is this new attorney working out for you?
well, we're still gathering the last bit of money, so I'm still pro se on it.
Well, yeah, but you know what? You're still doing okay. I will reshare your GoFundMe. So we are still raising money for that, guys. If we
Yeah,
can do
still
that, that would be good.
we still got just a little ways to go. I hit a little so my daughter and I hit a little snafu with our side job. We so about every year you have to have your background checks redone
Right.
to delivery on some of these apps. So for me, the time I actually got the notification uh day before yesterday on it. So
Oh,
that's a float plane. We live right next to a lake, like maybe by car like 2 minutes away. So all these float planes like,
oh,
but anyway, so until they complete their annual background check process, I can't do my
can't
job
do
for.
it. Oh, yeah.
It said
It
the
shouldn't
15th.
take too long for that.
No, I mean no, and I don't have anything to worry about. The worst ticket I've got. What's the worst ticket I've got in the last couple? Oh, I had the brake light. I got a ticket for having a faulty brake light last
Oh,
year.
how dare you?
I know,
How
60
dare
bucks.
you?
So, but anyway, but we're almost there. We're almost there. Um, it's going well, and
How are
you
the
know,
kids
it's
adjusting? Everything okay? I know that we had scheduled this for yesterday and we had a little snafu.
yep,
Um the boy was doing boy stuff and
yep.
chipped his tooth.
He did.
So
So he's outside playing, and their story is, as you
their
know, well,
story.
right. Their story is, and the story stayed consistent to me, to his stepmom, to the dentist. So it's probably true, but anyway, the story is they were outside playing, and some neighborhood kid was on his bike, and was turned real hard, and hit the skids on the bike, just a
Oh,
kid,
yep.
and it kicked some rocks up, and a piece of gravel hit him in the tooth and took
Oh
a little.
no.
So he was in a lot of pain. So we had to go to the
Oh,
dentist.
yeah.
Yep, and so it's
But
been
he's
interesting.
okay, I assume.
Yeah, it's fine. They're gonna treat it in 3 weeks. And you know what he said to the dentist? He asked the dentist if they were gonna take out a saw to make the tooth even. That's what he said. If they were gonna saw it down, we're like, no.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, and they're adjusting well. They seem to be doing well.
yeah. They had their phone call yesterday, so the first
Oh,
time
good.
since March March 28th. So they had a phone call with their mom yesterday for the first time since March 28th. It was a disaster. That um,
Oh,
basically. a long story short is that she gets on the phone with them and refers to the boyfriend. So remember his name's. Did I ever tell you what his
Yeah.
name was?
No,
Yeah,
yeah, I read what his name was in the
yeah,
paperwork. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, referred to the boyfriend. She's telling the kids, referring to him as daddy, and
Oh
saying, "Well, dad,
no.
this is disgusting." Um, yeah, making plans with the kids, saying, Daddy and I are going to take you fishing. Told the kids that they had just purchased a boat, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So you can't pay your lawyer, you can't support your children, yeah,
But you can buy a boat.
but you,
Nice.
yeah, nice, huh? Nice. Mm-hmm.
That's actually
Made.
kind of dumb for her to say. You
Oh,
know what
I
I'm
know.
saying? That was
Yeah.
kind of dumb.
Yep. And you know what? Can't figure out how to file a response to a motion. Nothing. Just out having a, you know, kid free, having a hoot on the weekends, out
Oh
with their
my.
new boat. But hell with your kids and defaulting on motions. Very important things about your own children, and she's too busy.
Does
You know,
she not? Do you think that she just maybe doesn't understand that chances are she's going to lose custody of these kids?
that's what we're thinking. The her behavior yesterday. I mean, it didn't stop there, right? It was talking about some like Spider-Man stuff, like Spider-Man bedding, clothing, school supplies, but not, hey, I'm going to purchase these things and send them to you in Alaska. She's basically leading these kids on to believe that they're returning to her.
Oh
And
boy.
today the kids are just they're worried. They're scared um and they don't. I mean, and that's not going to happen because let me back up. So the no contact order is good for a year, and so
So
they
how
can't
does
go back.
she think that she's going to be taking them fishing and getting school supply if it's good for a year?
We don't know what our
Is she
thought
that
is.
delulu or
She's just delusional. I think that she's and when
clearly?
she, yeah, and when she talks, like her tone and just the way she talks to me is very like she's in control, very authoritative. And I'm like, look, you're the one on pretrial supervision, not me. You're the one. You and your boyfriend are the ones facing criminal charges, 2 counts each, not me. Where
Right.
does this? I think it's real deep rooted narcissism or something because I don't and just I don't know how else to
Yeah,
explain.
it sounds like it. I'm sure she's got probably 100 different excuses as to why something happened and whatever.
Right.
Unfortunately, that's a narcissistic trait.
Right.
But for her to say that to the kids and get them worked up, she needs to not do that. That's not fair to them.
Yeah. Well, yesterday, this is another thing, right? Like part of parental alienation. So she told my son, asked her, said, Mom, why haven't you called me in a long time? And she says, Oh, well, buddy, I've tried to call, but your dad doesn't let me talk to you kids, and he hasn't done,
Oh,
which is not true. I mean, I've sent many, many text messages, you
and
know.
you're keeping notes of all these things that she's saying
Yeah, I
because
do.
you're going
Yeah.
to need it for court for sure.
Right. Yeah, and I even let the prosecutor, when I was down there, um, when I was down there before, I met with them, and he actually reviewed those text messages. And
Oh, good.
art, they'll say delivered, read. Even if they turn the read reports off, it'll still say delivered. You know
Right.
that it's going to the proper phone number. So I had to show my 7-year-old last night because he was really upset. I had to sit down and show him the text messages and show him that look, I've tried. I've done everything I can. She wouldn't respond. And then she turns around and tells the children what she told them. And I,
Wow.
and I think she's just you know.
This is well, what she's doing is she's creating havoc
Yeah,
between you and your children, and that's going to be a problem.
right. And then
She's
talking
going
about
to end up losing her phone calls if she keeps doing that.
yep, exactly. And I think, and the other thing too, I think by promising them all these things, trying to entice them, trying to guilt them, trying to reminisce about all the good things with
Mm.
the boyfriend, is trying to influence them because she knows what's coming up on Tuesday. She knows what's coming.
How do you think the kids are going to be as far as testifying? Because they're going to have to testify in front of their
Yep.
mother and her boyfriend. That's going to
I
be difficult.
I think it's going to be a disaster.
Oh,
I
God.
They did talk about excluding them from the courtroom, but I'm not a lawyer, obviously. I don't know how it works. I don't know. I know if you're represented, it'd be a lot easier because your rights aren't being violated. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I
Right.
don't know how it work if you're not represented the way they are, um, which is really strange. Why would they have not have at least asked for a public defender at this point? They're stupid. Why would you go up against the government machine? Listen, anything much beyond a speeding ticket, I would want a lawyer.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean,
In court.
it's kind of yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
That's I worry about what that's going to do to their psyche. Having to testify. Maybe what can happen is they can, testify to the judge and both attorneys or whatever without her there. I don't know, but
I've
that's
heard
going to be difficult for them.
I've heard in civil cases sometimes a judge will take a child into the chambers
Chambers. Yep,
right away from parents. I've heard of that before, but when it comes to criminal, it's just so much different, because
it
the
is.
accused has a right to face their accuser, but
Oh,
I
those
don't know
poor
how that
kids.
works, you know.
And what now are you there monitoring their calls when they're talking with their mother?
I did, yeah, and
Good.
I should have. The protection order allows me. It actually it actually orders me. It says father um, will monitor or will super. I think it says father shall supervise. Like it directs me to do it. Um, but it doesn't.
That's good though.
Well, but it doesn't. They didn't say when I can or can't cut off the phone call. But my thing is I screwed up. I should have cut it off yesterday, and I didn't. Hindsight. Um,
Well, you honestly, I probably would have done the same thing that you did, only because you don't, she may be doing this so that then she can turn around and say to a judge, well, he ended a phone call before, I still had, more
right.
time to talk.
Right.
So,
Exactly. And
that's a hard call to make, Cody.
I know. I know. But knowing what I know now with the way the phone call went down, I'll be better prepared, for the next
Yes,
for the
I'm
next
just
go.
worried that she's telling them all this stuff to hopefully elicit testimony from them that's more favorable to her. You
But
see what I'm saying?
I believe, yeah, I
So,
agree, and I think that I think if she cared about her kids, she would have been calling all these weeks and all these months prior, and and
and she
they
didn't.
and she didn't, right? But she
Yeah.
called child support services trying to get all the money that's in holding sent to her. You
Oh
know,
my.
she made more effort to do that than, and then all of a sudden yesterday, she calls and has this very very authoritative, I'm in control kind of tone, and Like, where does this come? Where does this come from?
Nope, you
Because
sure ain't.
right, because her situation, now that the attorney bailed on her, I'm like thinking, man, your situation has gone from bad to just
To worse,
to
way
much
worse.
worse. You
Yeah.
know, I think you have better odds on the Titanic at this point. So
Mhm.
what did
Even
Patty?
even if you were in second class, you still have better odds from the
Yeah,
Titanic at this point. Yeah.
therapy dog. I don't know. It's little Podunk County in Idaho. I doubt it.
Yeah, probably not where they are, but I think that I think that if they can just focus on telling the truth,
Yeah,
because I have a funny feeling she's going to try and confuse them. Between now and then, and in phone calls, she's going to try and confuse them as to what actually happened.
I agree.
So, and that's probably where she's going with it.
Right.
And that would
Yeah.
be bad, bad for them, very bad.
Right. And she has nothing left. I mean, the thing is, she's not that. I mean, to get $600 a month. I mean, that's not a lot of money, but to somebody like that, that is a lot of money. So for them to have lost that,
Yeah, that's sad.
right,
That's
and
sad
any public
though.
assistance, right, and for them to have any public assistance they had in that home, that's a financial blow. And so, the next thing she's clinging on to now is, she's taken no accountability for anything, and she's clinging on to him because what else does she have? She has nowhere else to go. So she's going to choose the boyfriend that, strangled the kids and beat the
Oh,
kids over her
I
own kids.
can't I can't even imagine ever choosing any other person. I don't care who they
I know.
are over my child. No
Exactly.
way. No way. And that
Oh,
is a good point, unfortunately, Steffi. That's a good point.
oh, believe me, I've been living it for 2 years, and I ended up in the Chapter 13 bankruptcy to prove it. Literally,
Yeah, exactly.
and I'm like, and you know what? She had when I filed the bankruptcy and shit canned the attorney. Um, they had a smirk on their face, like, ha ha, you know, he's got nothing, right? I'm like, oh,
Of
ha ha.
course.
Let me tell you what, I can read, think, make decisions for myself, and I do have some formal education in the law, so you know what I mean. So like,
You
I
do.
can,
Yes.
and I know where to go. I know where the resources are. You know,
Exactly. Give me 1 second, Cody. Hold on.
sure. 600 a month for a family for no, it's not. Well, what it was the child support she was receiving from me is what that was. But to somebody like her, that's like gold, you know? Yeah. Tammy ran off. She's like, I've heard enough. I'm out of here. No, I'm joking. She didn't.
That is not true.
I'm joking. She ran off. Get out of here.
I am right here, smarty pants.
So
Didn't go far away at all. I just had to tell my child something. So
nice.
there, done. Okay. Well, I
So
mean,
yeah,
yeah,
next week's gonna be a big week. We've got, let's see, on my side, next week's a huge week. I've got Um, Court 2 times next week, and then Jamie
Ooh,
has his thing. So there's a lot going on next week.
there is a lot going on next week. Yes, next week is going to be busy.
Are you gonna-
Obviously,
Sorry.
I'll be thinking of you guys as well, but I'm
Does
sure
that
that that's going to go well.
does that kind of court that he has to do, is it similar to like regular civil court, like with the rules of evidence, and really formal like
Yeah.
that, or is it more informal?
No, well, it's for in Florida they call it an injunction, and we're not talking a whole lot about it right now.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but it's still a formal hearing. You know, you can have
yeah,
witnesses and
yeah,
evidence and the whole, and yeah, you still, there's still rules of all of that stuff. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I've got to be there for that, for
You'll
him,
be
of course.
oh, okay, cool. That'll be good. That'll be really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I
Well,
will definitely be there.
let's see, Thursday. Where am I? Oh, I'll be back in Alaska on Thursday because I go down. We'll go down Sunday, and then we'll return Wednesday evening. So just kind of a quick trip down and back. Um, do you have? I'm curious, where in your part of the world do you have Jack in the Box?
We don't here, no. We've got like
Eh,
Popeyes, but
eh,
back where I used to live in Tennessee, we did have Jack in the Box.
Okay, all right, great. Because this is really weird. It's kind of an Alaska thing, but any of us that have moved up here from, like wherever there's a Jack in the Box is it. One, I don't know what it is. Everyone's like, "Oh, when I go down there, I'm gonna go to Jack in the Box." So the kids have asked if we can go to Jack in the Box. I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, bless their
It,
hearts.
it's kind of a weird thing, but I was like, well, when we get down there, we'll go. You know,
Yeah.
used to be in the get 2 tacos for 99 cents. You could run there at lunch. In high school,
Right.
you
Well,
could run real quick, grab
I
some
feel
tacos.
like I feel like we're a long ways away from our high school days. Well, at least I am.
Yeah,
Jamie already made me out my age for pity's sake.
yep,
So I think that
yeah.
was a shot, though. He was taking a shot at me. Like, why are you bothering to get a master's degree? You're almost 60. Well, because it's important to me, my darling. That's why. So,
Love it. Well, you know what? I didn't go to school until I was 20. I think I was 25 when I
yeah.
went when I went to school. But but not to you know trump it up. I mean, I went to community college in Oregon,
I For my associate's degree, that's what I did. It was community college.
and that's all I obtained was a 2-year associates in criminal justice. So
That's
um,
still obtaining something. I
yeah,
mean, that's good. That's
you know
great.
another interesting thing is Alaska just partnered up with I think it's the University of I think it's University of Washington. Anyway, it's down in Seattle, and
Yeah.
they just got a law school where you can now do a law school program even part time in Anchorage, and it's done remotely. So you're taking
There
the
you go.
classes, yeah, in
Mine's
real time.
all remote.
Yeah. So I was like, man, I've been kind of flirting with the idea a little bit. I mean, my birthday's
I
next
think
month.
I think
I
that's a
might,
great idea.
yeah. I mean,
Good for you.
like I feel a little old to go to school, but at the same time, like, well, I don't
So
know.
did I, though. I got my bachelor's. I graduated with my bachelor's in 2023. So
Oh,
that was 2 years ago. I was 56.
yeah,
So, by the time I hit 50, well, by the time I hit almost 60, I'll
yeah.
have my master's. So go and do it. I mean, you're still really,
Good.
really young.
I'll be 40 next month. So
Yeah, that's young. Shut up.
I'm
I don't even want to hear that shit.
but,
That's
but
young.
but no, I'm really serious. I was like well, shoot, I got to get, you know, 2 more years to get a bachelor's, and then I can apply for the law program, and I'm like, well, I'd make a couple dollars more than I do now, but well, I'll tell you what, I'd stay the hell away from family court.
I don't blame you there.
I really wouldn't do it. I
Or
don't even know.
maybe, or maybe you would gravitate to family court because you want to be the one that makes a difference.
But you know what? I was thinking, if, I know a lot of these attorneys, they do these things. They take these cases because it's money. A lot of these people are making $300 and $400 an hour. And my thing is even if you're getting paid 300 or 400 an hour, how could you sit there in good conscience, know that your client is a dirtbag, the boyfriend's a dirtbag, and what they've done, like the evidence is overwhelming, what your clients
Right.
did, but sit there and trash the other parent that doesn't have these accusations, that is
That's
state.
because it's their job.
But
It's
that's the
their
thing.
job.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't touch it. There's no way. There's
No,
no
I
way.
couldn't either. But the thing is that you could do it if the shoe was on the other foot. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, and I know we talked about this the first time that we chatted about your situation.
Right.
There needs to be more attorneys in the family law area that is protecting more of the dad's rights, to be honest with you.
I mean, I could
Dads
see
get
that, but
screwed.
right. Oh, I know, but I could see doing that, but just the way I am, I'd have to do a tremendous, tremendous amount of vetting on their story. You know what I mean?
Well, sometimes it's worth it though.
And then
Sometimes
maybe
it's worth it. The problem is that some of these attorneys are there for the money and the money only, and they don't really care about what's best for the kids.
right,
They care about how much money they're putting in their pocket. And that's like a teacher only being in it for the money. Not that teachers make a lot of money, because they don't.
right. No,
But or a doctor only being in it because of the money. If you're in a position like that where you are directly affecting people's lives, especially children,
yeah,
you have to be a little bit more responsible than, well, it's a paycheck. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Yeah. I just, I'd have a hard time defending, you know,
oh, I
somebody of
could,
that caliber.
yeah,
I couldn't.
I couldn't either. I couldn't either, to be honest with you. No, I'd probably be looking at them going, you know what? Get the hell out of my office. Hell no.
Yeah.
You choked out two kids. No, get out.
You know what?
Absolutely.
I got summoned for jury duty.
Oh, fun. Oh,
So,
God.
so I'm like, okay, so I could go one of two ways with this. You know, listen,
What?
given my work history and what I do, they're gonna boot me off anyway. They're not gonna let me serve
Oh,
on a
God.
jury
Yeah. No.
because I
Nope.
legitimately look at this two different ways. I could say, look, the cops got you. You did something. You may not have done exactly what they're saying you did, but mofo, you did something, right?
Right.
So they're already gonna let me off. Or you could go, look, sometimes cops lie. A lot of times cops lie, and they'll say what they need to say to push a prosecution. You
Right.
know.
That
So
is true. Sadly, that is also true.
well, it is
Yes.
true. It is true. I know for a fact it's true because I've worked with people that unfortunately did that when I worked for a state entity at one time. So
That's There's so much unethical crap that goes on sometimes, especially in the law, that
yeah,
you don't know who to trust.
and I tell one thing I tell my kids, and it's not just my kids. I'll tell this to people I run across, out on the street dealing with them. I'll say, look, it's not the actual act that's the issue. It's the cover up and it's the lie. That is sometimes. Well, that's always worse than the actual what the is
Absolutely.
thing, um so I just can't stand the lying. And I think that when, like when we step into the courtroom in a family court setting, to hear the other side just gaslight and lie and lie and lie and lie and lie, it's just it just sickens me. And
I agree.
you know
Yep,
uh
I agree.
yeah,
That
so
is definitely not cool.
right. And the thing is once you get caught lying, you're done.
Yep.
You have no
Yep.
more credibility.
And it's very hard to get that credibility back.
Mm-hmm.
It is very hard to get that back.
Exactly. So that's what I tell the kids. They'll do something, and I'm like, look, I don't care that you got up in the night and got into the candies. I don't want you to lie about it.
Right.
The you know, um,
Yep,
and it's funny. 'Cause-
I will be a lot less upset
Yeah.
if you're honest.
Yep.
If you
Well,
feel like you got to get up at 3 o'clock for a cupcake, cool. But don't lie to me about it.
yeah. And what's funny is when I tell the kids this and tell them how disappointed I am that they fibbed or told me a lie, you can see the guilt on their face,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yep,
they're not
kids
even
are
thinking
funny
about
like that.
it.
Kids are
Yeah.
funny like that.
Which means they know right from wrong. But it's really,
Uh-huh.
I caught my 7-year-old lying, and he said to me, he says to me, because I need to talk to you in private, and so we talk in private, and he's like, Dad, he's like, I'm sorry, I had to lie. And I'm like, why? And he says, because in the other home, he said that he had to lie, and so he wouldn't, you know, get
Oh,
hurt,
God.
with the physical abuse. And I'm like thinking, well, that's more of a survival thing, probably.
That is definitely more of a fight or flight thing.
Yeah.
So he was using a lie not because he wanted to lie, but
Yeah.
because he's equates I have to cover my tracks so I don't get hurt. It's
Exactly.
self-preservation is what that is.
Yeah. And so I
And
remind
that's
him, I was,
sad.
sorry.
No, you're fine. You're
Oh,
that kind of shit pisses me off
I
because
know.
your kids should never be afraid of you.
No. And then so I tell the kids here, I said, look, has anyone here ever done anything to you like that? The answer is no. You've never been hit. You've never been strangled. You've never been left with no food, you know? Um, and they're like, no, Dad. And I'm like, exactly. So you don't need to tell a lie to try to get out of something.
Well,
And
it's
then they'll
going
look
to take
at
them a
it.
while to unlearn that behavior, Cody. It's going
Right.
to take them a while because that to them was their survival mode.
Yep. And the counselor, we're working on it with the counselor, and um,
Good.
it's getting better. I mean, it's not perfect, obviously, but it is getting better.
It's going to
So,
take some time. She's done some damage to those kids. And
yeah,
it's not their fault that she did and what she did and the choices that she made. So you do have to give a little bit of grace for that. But
yep,
with your support and the therapy and of
yeah.
course your wife's support, they'll eventually understand that what they were living before was not normal. That's
I
not normal.
They're seeing that now. Well, they've been seeing it, but they definitely see a normal nurturing household versus a psychological, physical abuse of hell that they.
Right. That they had to live through for God knows how long. And that should never have. I mean, I've seen their picture. They're just two of so precious babies, just precious. And it's
You do.
disgusting that a mother would allow, you know, as a mother, even though I didn't ever give birth, my first instinct is to always protect my son.
Right.
Always, no matter
Sitting
what.
in the courtroom feet away from that guy is hard to, takes a lot of impulse control.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure
Because
that I would be as good at that as you clearly are, but that's
because the problem is I have a lot to lose, and I'm thinking,
right.
like, when I was in the courtroom with that guy and he was looking at me, I'm like, oh, why you like, I was
Mm.
like looking at this, like, sizing the situation up, going, okay, the judge ain't gonna do shit, the attorney's a twerp, this guy's like 5'2", he ain't shit, and I'm thinking, and the bailiff, yeah, the guy's armed and got a taser, but he's also like 60 or 70 years old.
It's going to
Get
take
30
them a good 10 minutes
here.
to get to me. So,
Exactly. But I mean, really, these things are going through your mind. Like, you're sizing up
of
the room,
course,
and I'm
of
like,
course.
I'm thinking, okay, but I'm thinking, and what would be the point though? Okay, I'd get a good 30, 45 seconds in, and then what? And then what? Now I catch a case myself. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And it makes it worse for the kids for sure.
And I
But
would lose my job.
yeah,
I go through a lot. I had to go through a lot, and I'm telling you, a lot of vetting. I had to go through a lot of background investigation, a lot of vetting to the job that I have. So why would I give that up? You know?
yeah, no, of course you don't want to do that. And of course you also don't want to show your kids that, violence is the answer because obviously it's not. I mean, sometimes it is, but obviously it's not. So,
I mean, it can be. No, I'm kidding. Under
it
certain
could
limited
be.
circumstances, under
It
certain,
might be.
what does the food pyramid say? In moderation.
And
Okay,
not
good.
right. There you go.
A little
Violence
bit.
in moderation.
I'm joking. The thing is, I vent and I say those things. The reality is, I'm not going to actually do it. I wouldn't do
No,
it.
of course not. Of
Jeopardize,
course not.
going to jeopardize my credibility as a stable parent, and
Right.
I'm not going to end up in the law. I'm not going to go to jail because I wouldn't last long in jail. So,
No, no, unfortunately, no. Once they find out what your background is,
yeah,
you
I'd be
are
done.
done. You're done.
There wouldn't be enough ramen noodles or honey buns in the world to trade for protection. So,
Nope, there sure wouldn't. There sure would not be. They'd have
oh,
to keep you in protective custody, unfortunately. So, but
yeah,
that's I'm glad that you decided to choose not violence. That's a good thing.
it wasn't really. I just sitting there just thinking. I mean, I wasn't like I'm really gonna do it. I'm just sitting there sizing up the room, going, I mean, I
But
could,
if
but
but if
I mean, I might
I'd
be a
have
little
done the same.
quick. I'm quick.
Yeah.
Anyway, all the jokes aside, I will. I mean, this is gonna be a big week for a lot of us. So
Yeah.
the fifth may be important. I'll let you know what happens on the 15th, and then
Please
again on the
do.
16th.
Yes, please do. I will definitely be wanting to hear about how that goes.
Yep,
If you need anything, call me, obviously. And then
yep,
we'll get a final update on how everything happens after that, and then we'll schedule an unlisted. Well, we'll just invite our community, so they
yeah.
can meet the kids because we would love to meet the babies. So, but
And
I
they
don't want
actually
them
just
plastered on the internet.
no, they just asked me a couple days ago about it. They're like, "Are we gonna get to say
Oh,
hi to everyone?" I said, yes, but I
yeah,
said one step at a time, and we'll get there. We got to get through a couple hurdles, and then
yes,
we'll.
yeah.
Yep.
We'll get it scheduled so that we can say hi to them. I'm actually looking forward to it.
It'll be
I
good.
yes, yes, and we'll just have our community there, and then that way they're not blasted all over the place because YouTube is
Yeah.
shitty. So yeah, but
My kids and I, we've done a couple little things with like little shorts we're on YouTube to get. I mean, it's all right, but as far as the long,
yeah, but stuff like
yeah,
this,
yeah,
because of the nature of what they're going through right now. I mean,
they
obviously, we don't want to talk about anything heavy with them around.
no,
So we'll keep it light, we'll keep it fun. But and then they can meet all of us, and we can meet them, and
yep,
we'll take it from there. So I'm going to let you kind of lead us when that's a good time for you, and then let me know, probably not obviously next week, but maybe the week after we can do another update on what happened on the 17th. But call me anyways and let me know,
yep. I will let you know how it goes. I'll call you from
please.
Idaho, where it'll be too damn hot. It's supposed to be like 90 some degrees. Hey, the
That
weather is
honey,
different.
I'm in Florida. Shut up. I don't want to. I know. I see that.
It's only in the 50s here, but it's kind of windy, so I've been getting some. It's a little cool because the way the wind's coming off the bay, so it's a little cold, but not
Yeah.
cold, a little cool. But
Well, it's 86 degrees still here, so it's hotter than a witch's titty around here. So,
yeah,
but yeah, call me
all
and let
right,
me know how that goes. I am going to pop off and go get some
yep,
rest. I suggest you do the same, and
dinner.
we will be thinking of you on next Thursday as well.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
All
We'll
right,
see you later.
Cody. Thank you, hon.
All right,
Thanks for sharing.
yep, bye.
All right. Bye bye. Guys, thank you all so much for being here for Cody. I know he appreciates it. He is just one of those good guys that, it's really nice when we can hear a story that is, looks like it's gonna work out and have a happy ending. That's certainly what I'm hoping for him and his kids. And and I know all of you feel the exact same way that I do. So I do want to tell you I appreciate you guys for listening in. I know we didn't have a bunch of folks here, but that's okay. um you know it's yeah, it's all good, it's all good. And we'll get an update as well from him. So I'm going to close it up and get ready to go get about okay. So I'm not doing trolls tonight. Sorry. Um I'm going to go get some rest. I have to be up early tomorrow. I have more client meetings, and I will see you guys, I think probably sometime over the weekend. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your evening. Good night, everybody.